Me, I never been afraid of change. I never felt what others will think about me because I'm in a different position. Everything is new to me. I never felt vulnerable because I've changed. I never been afraid of change. I just wasn't consciously aware of my changes that can help me better myself in the future. I never looked at it as far as me changing and not being looked up to or not being known as the Tim Jones or the TJ I used to be. You get what I'm saying? I always looked at it as far as not being feared but being more respected because the things I'm doing my best at doing. I never try to do nothing. I feel like that's trying leads to failure and doing your best leads to success. And I feel like that, my intentions on doing good is going to be great at the end. And now that I'm consciously being able to make decisions in my life to better myself, to give me the utmost leverage of life, it feels peaceful, And I always told a person, never think that because you're in a certain financial situation right now and you're going through a struggle that, you lesser than the next man who got it. You get what I'm saying? And no, it's not that. Sometimes your life can be delayed. Your goals, your blessings can be delayed. That don't mean they can be stopped off. You get what I'm saying? It took me 30-some years to really be conscious of life and knowing how to move and knowing how to make my decisions and knowing how to be very determined and ambitious in life. Life had dealt me a bad hand, and life has dealt me lemons, but I know how to make lemonade with lemons. You get what I'm saying? So, it's like a mountain out of a molehill, You cannot be afraid of change. You can't feel like that what other people think of you in the past, that they're going to think of you today, Because, things that I went through in the past, I had a lot of people that was around me. I had a lot of people that respected me, and I had a lot of betrayal, But at the same time, I got more solutions, I got more options, and I got less people, which is a great thing. I don't have to look over my shoulders. I don't have to be that person of guilt. I don't have to be that person who's intentionally trying to, make something out of nothing in the wrong way, All I can do is just sit up here, man, and control my destiny, plan, and be the best version of myself, I'm never vulnerable. I never looked at life as being vulnerable because I changed. I just looked at this as far as all my expectations that set forth in life, is going to reach its destiny, it's going to reach having purposes in life. It's going to reach having a conscious mind to be able to make decisions for the betterment of my life, And when you change your life, and you very conscious, it shows you how to, channel your love. It shows you how to channel your direction. It shows you what aligns with your morals and principles. And with that being said, it shows you that what to accept and what not to accept. Who to conversate with and who not to conversate with. You get what I'm saying? It never be love lost. There's a lot of people that I love. I had to distance myself away from them. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that I love and still in my heart that I don't call them, but, we might be on Facebook and I might like them. There's a lot of people that I might like that betrayed me, But when you have unconditional love for that certain person, when you really know what unconditional love, you can never really untie that unconditional love, no matter what happened. If your old lady did something to you, if your partners did something to you, you can't turn around and say, oh, I hate them now. That's if you got an unconditional love. Love is going to always stay and remain the same, even through their kids, even through their family members. It's just about, pushing past forward and, being forgiving in life, and being the best version of yourself, So I just feel like that, the position I'm in life and what God has gave me, I feel like that it's a blessing to be where I'm at today. It's a blessing to be who I am today. I could have been dead, I could have not made it out of federal prison, I had 126 months, I had a whole bunch of state cases, you get what I'm saying, pending charges and stuff. I prayed, I laid on that rack every night, every day I prayed, I read books, I got my GED, I educated myself, I applied, I talked to lifers, I talked to gang members, I talked to cartel members, MS-13s, Pisces, Tango Blasts, GDs, Crips, Bloods. I talk to everybody, and how I'm talking now, I explain myself and my life story to them. You get what I'm saying? And so a lot of people was inspired about what I was telling them, and I identified with their story to find my own craft in life, and I never gave up on them just because I was coming home and they wasn't. I still keep in contact with them. I still motivate them. I still contact them with true lean. So when you're a person who's, been dealt lemons, I always try to make lemonade out of lemons. I always try to be the best version of yourself. I always try to, compromise with people that don't want to compromise. So it's always going to be love, man.